Hello everyone, this is Kevin. This little section, this is about scripts. This is actually more specifically about script writing software, the different options, and the basic formatting I'm going to show you. I'm going to open up some script writing software and basically show you how to create a script. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail for about scripts and what we're looking for, what I'm looking for in the assignment 3 video. As you can see, here we have we've got final draft. Final draft, I'm going to start from highest in price usually, and then move down to the free script writing software. This one is Final Draft. I really like Final Draft. It works well. All this script writing software does the same thing. They all pretty much act in the same way. Final Draft, though, the big difference is they also work well with the company that owns Final Draft. Also create some other software, and right here you can see MovieMagic Budgeting, and this company also makes MovieMagic Scheduling. So your Final Draft, if you create a script in Final Draft and you are all done with it, you can go in to your script on Final Draft and do things like highlight the props. You can basically tag your script, so you can highlight the props, the days, day or night. When you write a script, you usually have interior, day, exterior, night, that type of thing. What this does is you can go through your script, highlight it, and then this software, MovieMagic Scheduling, you can import that script and it will push out a whole sort of spreadsheet, various different spreadsheets and forms that help you schedule your film. So you might have one location at the store and it's day or night, or day and night, and it will help you figure out how much time you want. So if in your script this location, if it's like 5 pages of the script at this location, this software can help you determine how much time per page, which in turn helps you figure out how many days you're going to actually need to be at that store. Yeah, so it's really helpful. This is overkill for short films, music videos, stuff like that. If you plan on ever doing a feature film, feature films usually shoot anywhere between 16 days and 40 days. It really depends on your budget. And so that's Final Draft, which can be brought into MovieMagic Scheduling, and like I showed you, MovieMagic Budgeting. So scheduling works well with budgeting. You can start to plug in numbers and it'll kind of add up the numbers and the time, and yeah, then you can manage your production a little better. So it's it's really good. It's expensive. Yeah, buy full license, $200. That's just for script writing software. So that gives you a sense of that. The scheduling, let's see how much that could cost. $489. So you can see this stuff starts to add up. So again, a short film just doesn't make sense. So I just like to throw this out there. This is, If the end result is to make a feature film, this is, I'd seriously consider final draft to start and write your script in, and then that can easily go on to these other pieces of software. They just naturally feed into one another. Then the next option is Celtx. Celtx used to be free for the longest time, and it was kind of the go-to free script writing software. Yeah, and again, you know, it works the same as any other script writing software, formats everything. But it was nice because it was free, because before that it was just Final Draft. And Celtx, they elaborated, they started doing like cloud sharing, so you could sort of work on a script with somebody, you know, on a computer somewhere else in the world, and so that was kind of nice. And then it had, I think it built in like shot listing options and storyboarding type of stuff. But I believe now you have to pay for it. If you're a student, you probably get some sort of discount. Professional, though, let's see what that says. Celtx Pro. I'm not seeing a price. Anyway, yeah, they'll get you on the end though. But I'm pretty sure you gotta pay for it now. The one that's on the computers at Clark, I had them put in Fade In. So Fade In is free. It's pretty good. I would recommend just getting this. This works. It's actually really nice. It actually shows that quite a few professional films were written using this software. So yeah, that's not bad. For what we're doing, I'm going to use Fade In, simply because it's the easiest one for everybody to get. It's already on the computers at school, so I'm going to use that. So I'm going to do a little demo here real quick, and it will be using Fade In. The next thing, I just want to show you this real quick. This is, I want to go into the formatting and show you an example. So this is the film Joker. Right there you've got title page, Joker, an origin, written by Todd Phillips and Scott Silver. Scroll down. This is so the final shooting script. That's interesting. So again, you know, scripts are going to go through. You're going to go through so many drafts. If your script is decent, it's probably gone through at least 5 to 6 drafts. The first draft, nobody ever really gets to see that first draft. That's just for you to get the words out, find your rhythm, it's like word vomit. You're just getting it out there on the page. Second draft is you clean things up a little bit, find your vision, make your vision a little clearer. Second or third draft is usually the one where you might ask for feedback from people, your peers. Is this, a horrible idea? Is it all in your head? Is it making any sense at all? If your peers enjoy it, then you can do drafts 3 and 4. Really start to clean it up. I personally will do, after draft 3 or 4, I kind of have a pretty good sense of the pacing of the script, the 3-act structure, which is, introduce the characters, introduce the location and the world. Second act is you find out what the characters want, and then there's the struggles in the second act. Third act is kind of the resolve. They either get what they want or they don't get what they want, that type of thing. That's my third or fourth draft. Once I kind of have a good sense of that, then I start doing drafts with certain departments in mind. Now, this is the way I do things. I think years ago somebody maybe mentioned that to me, or I needed a clear vision in my head of what I was doing, and I find it does help you focus because it can be very overwhelming. So I would do a draft simply thinking about wardrobe. Have I described the wardrobe enough? Have I described what the characters are wearing? Is the location described enough? Have I really painted a picture with words as to how that location works? Then you'll get to your final shooting script. That's going to be, the one that you're like, yep, I've taken this as far as I want to take it, and we're going to move on. We're going to shoot this thing. Here's a little interesting part. The story takes place. So this is like probably a little legal statement or something. So this film Joker can fit into the DC film franchise. And then moving on, here we go. So we've got that over black. So now we know this part, there are no images. We're just going to hear laughter. Hear laughter, the sound of a man totally cracking up. And then right here we've got our scene heading. Interior, so we know that's inside. And then we've got Department of Health. That's the name of the location. It's an office, so an office setting. And time of day, morning. Right then, a lot of people on a film set have a lot of information. So this is morning. Okay, so if I'm doing the cinematography, I need to bring lights that suggest morning light. And I know it's going to be inside. So that helps. That means I can control this morning light. We could shoot for 18 hours straight this scene because my lights can make that same light happen. We can fake the sun. Close on Arthur, 30s, tears in his eyes from laughing so hard. He's trying to get it under control. His greasy black hair hanging down over his forehead. He's wearing an old faded green cardigan sweater. A threadbare gray scarf, thin from years of use, hangs loosely around his neck. I mean, right there, this character, Arthur, we have so much description. We know Arthur isn't in his 80s, he isn't an old person, he's in his 30s. Tears in his eyes from laughing so hard. So the actor now has a lot of information from that. He's trying to get it under control. So that's all information the actor can take and do whatever they want with that. So his greasy black hair and makeup department, they know exactly, they have a good starting point. The character's hair needs to be greasy and it needs to be black. And it needs to hang down over his forehead. So, wardrobe department. He's wearing an old, faded green cardigan sweater. So they know they need to get that. It's almost too simple when you start breaking it down that way. A threadbare gray scarf. Okay? And then this is nice. Thin from years of use. So this is a little mixture of art. The wardrobe department has a lot of information, and the actor has a little bit of information. So just the fact that it's thin from years of use, those words tell us this character doesn't change a lot. Has, kind of keeps the same things or doesn't like maybe new items of clothing. But it does tell you a lot about the character. It starts to tell you that this character is frugal, maybe. And then the next one. So this, also the formatting here, this tells the cinematographer and possibly the editor, this is one shot. This is one shot. This is one shot. This is one shot. So that's sort of the writer is sort of editing the shots in their head. Now notice there's no wide shot here, medium shot. The only thing we see is close on Arthur for this first part, and that's okay to do that once in a while. It lets us know we are right in there. You don't want to sit there and put wide shot, he's sitting across from an over, medium shot. That's to be decided later on. Don't get hung up on that. That's something you can figure out what the best shots are later when you do a shot list. And that shot list would be done sitting down with the cinematographer to make sure you're both on the same page. But now we have a new character. He's sitting across from an overworked social worker. Social worker, first time you introduce a character, you want to capitalize their name. This is the first time they're introduced. First time Arthur was introduced, it's capitalized up here, Arthur. When he's mentioned later, it's just normal. Go back to this. He's sitting across from an overworked 50s African American. So we know this person, this character is older than Arthur, 50s, okay, and they're African American. That tells us a lot. And then her, so it's a female. Her office is cramped and run down in a cramped and run down building. So that just gave us a great visual in our head. And that's what scripts do. We're just describing. It's a lot of description. Stacks of folders piled high. Again, more description. Then there's description of what she's doing. She just sits behind her desk. So how is she sitting? She's waiting for his laughing fit to end. She's been through this before. So you can probably get an image in your head of how she's sitting. Sort of maybe upright rather than slouched. That's for the director and the actor to really fine-tune. But this sets the tone and the mood for the actor. Dialogue here. So Arthur takes a deep breath, pauses to see if it's over, and then formatting right here, this right in the middle, that's the name of the character that's about to talk, Arthur. And this is the dialogue. Is it just me, or is it getting crazier out there? And then it cuts to a little bit of more description. Despite the laughter, there's a real pain in his eyes, something broken in him, looks like. So this describes what the character, you don't want to describe how they're feeling. There's real pain in his eyes. So you don't want to say he's upset. You want to describe how that feeling looks. And they just say, right, it looks like he hasn't slept in days. So you never want to tell, put in a script, how a character is feeling. That's for the actor and the director to come up with. Feel mad. You can't really, you have to describe the feeling in a visual way. What I'm going to do is open up Fade In. Fade In. What am I going to call this? First I'm going to save this. Save. And we're going to call this I Hate Project Management. Because I'm going to put this in, oh, remember this? Let's see, whenever my DMA 202 Project Management, I already have this on the desktop. And in another video, we started collecting assets for this. But this is, I'm going to put this, notice that's where I went, DMA 202 Project Management. It's on my desktop. I go into Assets, Other, because I don't see script in here, video, audio, images. Got Other. I've got internal notes and documents. Internal notes might be for budgets, how much you're paying your crew. You don't want them to see that. So that's all internal stuff just for you. Documents, though, script. And I'm going to create a new folder, actually, called script. So I don't know what else I'm going to put in the documents folder. Created one. Said script, save it in there. Okay, let me make a title page. Let's see here. Window. Oh, document, title page, show title page. I hate, let me capitalize the hate, all caps. I hate project management. Written by Kevin Forrest. That's me. First draft. And contact information, you can put that in there. That's good for copyright issues. So you can just put, your email. A lot of people do that now. At clark.edu. Okay. I'm going to close that. Hit save again. All right. Now we're going to start this off. All right. I'm going to describe where I am. Interior. Now you'll notice, as soon as I start typing, it assumes that I want to do a scene heading. See how this over here is highlighted, scene heading? And it's true. That's usually how you would start a film. Interior. Studio. And this is my own personal preference. I like to put a little dash so those can clearly be seen when you print this out. Interior studio day. And then I'm going to hit enter. And now you'll notice it goes to action, which is, action just means describing the place. And I'm going to introduce our main character, Kevin, early 40s, sits on that looks like it's been purchased from IKEA. Okay, so now you get an idea of the furniture. Kevin is hunched over an old Mac laptop. Typing away on a keyboard that has most of its keys removed. Hunchback is prominent through his. And now go over here, hit character, because I'm about to let my character talk. Kevin. And it capitalizes everything for you, and then when I hit enter, it goes straight to dialogue. Damn it. What's wrong with me? These students are driving me crazy. This is a fictional character. I'm going to hit enter. It automatically knows that after dialogue, I want to go back to the scene description. Kevin and that's one shot. I'm going to do another shot. The nicotine stained. I'm going to give our character a little more dialogue here. Oh, I just typed in K for Kevin, and it recognized it. Hit enter. Continued. Sure, I'm going to make myself a damn drink. And then back to action. So there you go. You kind of get the idea. If you wanted to end the scene right there, you can do this. Exterior. Front lawn. I want to do a house. House. Front lawn. So we're getting a little more specific. You don't have to get too specific. Night. And there you go. And you can continue from there. That's script writing. You know, all this stuff. You know, you can have specific shots if you want, but these are the main ones you're going to be sticking to. Scene heading, action, character, and dialogue. That's all I have on scripts and script software. We're going to talk a little bit more about that, I think, during the Zoom meeting, and I'll talk about it more in assignment 3.